What's going on, Reject Nation? I'm Danny LaRusso.
And I'm Johnny Lawrence.
Danny LaRusso. Hey, I am the darker olive-skinned Italian one here.
And I'm white.
We're going to watch the Season 2 trailer for Cobra Kai. I am so excited for this. This is one of the biggest surprises of last year. Hands down a sleeper hit. Reactions for all of them are actually up on YouTube. Reaction highlights. I don't know if they'll get taken down anytime soon. I wanted to take this moment here to also clarify. I did put this out on our community page on The Real Rejects in regards to Wayne and another YouTube original show. We were covering that. The reason we were able to do that is because we had permission from the social media marketing team to do it the way we do here, with the reaction highlights included, those 10-minute cuts. But apparently there was a giant miscommunication between them and the ops team in regards to Wayne. So now those videos have been taken down, not on our end. They've taken it down, and we can no longer cover it. So people are every single day I see new comments of people going, "Where's your Wayne reactions? Where's your Wayne reactions?" And that's why we can't do it. We'll try to do the same thing for Cobra Kai if we can get permission. Worst case scenario, we'll be doing reaction stream-alongs over at our Patreon page. Worst case scenario. A lot of times there are different departments, different shows, so maybe the departments for Cobra Kai were cool with us doing it. Maybe we can do it with Season 2. Either way, put that to the side. I want to just check out this trailer right here. Let's get to it.
Inner peace. Focus.
Okay, so she's officially, alright.
Damn.
You can learn the secrets of Okinawan karate, true karate, by joining the Miyagi-Do
Oh no.
team. Because at Miyagi-Do, it's not about the money. It's about the karate.
Oh, wow. That's a low blow.
Oh shit.
Does not exist in this dojo.
You're in for a rude awakening.
It's a cruel.
Nice, back on the beach.
It's about being badass.
Remember, it doesn't matter who anyone was before they stepped into this dojo. All that matters is that we're all Miyagi-Do.
Ooh.
Cobra Kai. I did it 30 years ago. I can do it again.
Great. Just make sure the Cobra Kai snake comes in at the end, alright? I want to really pop.
Self-aware.
Boom. I love the marketing for this because I remember when the first trailer for the first season came out, I was like, man, this seems very self-serious.
Yeah.
And then you watch it, you're like, oh, the show's actually very funny. And then eventually when the stakes really do come in, they're very much felt. And if you have followed the show and then now you're here watching the Season 2 trailer, you know damn well there's going to be a lot of comedy infused. There's also that thing of now when you see the marketing for the stakes, as opposed to, this is kind of really self-serious, now it's like, oh shit, Miyagi Dojo versus Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
This is going to be crazy.
Like an all-out war between these two guys, and especially where the first season ends up. I just have so many questions I'm excited to get answers to, because the odds that these two guys are at, and with Danny LaRusso starting his own school for free, like, is such a big undercut to, I mean, like, you know, Johnny's struggling to get by.
Johnny's struggling to get by, but they
So,
won
like,
the tournament last year, so I'm sure that sales and everything, and also that camaraderie with their team it's so weird to be like, man, I'm so excited to see it. I just didn't expect to be so invested in this show.
Yeah, right. Well, because that's the thing, is they demonstrated a surprising amount of prowess for knowing when to have heart, when to have humor, like you said, but when to get serious and do that in an appropriate way. And so, yeah, like, you're so invested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they left off on a lot of cool notes. I mean, please go back and watch our reactions for it, because they were a total blast to do. But with, like, John Kreese returning at the end, which is a great stinger. You see him here. It seemed like they had this shift with the end of Season 1. Johnny was going to be learning some stuff because he really was learning a lot about his behavior, not wanting to be like the man who taught him, John Kreese. Now that John Kreese seems like he's just back in charge because he is the one who had the Cobra Kai label, and it seems like he is the one who is calling the shots now, especially when he's training them like in the woods or something, telling that girl to kick the guy.
Yeah,
and so I imagine that this is going to be a lot of emotional obstacles for him to overcome. So I'm sort of wondering what direction is it going to end in terms of, because Johnny Lawrence really is, for me, at least with this show, what I found so unique is the star of this show. He is the central focus, and I feel like Daniel LaRusso is probably going to be elevated a little bit more to be equal lead in this season, because in the last one it seemed like he was more of the supporting. Now I feel like they're both going to be up here, and it's going to be cool because you're going to really get heavily invested in the Cobra Kai side of things, but also get really invested in the Miyagi Dojo side, which are two very different types of martial arts philosophical approaches. There's just so much to look forward to in this season, man.
Oh yeah. Well, and I'm the mystery is enticing me too, because I mean, Johnny ends off on a pretty emotional note on the last season. It looks like his heart may be changing, but with his old master back, I gotta imagine that'll be a main thrust of the drama of this season, is probably their ideologies clashing, him maybe wanting to kind of fall back into the old dynamic with him and kind of serve him, and maybe learning how to break out of that or something. Like, I really hope Johnny just doesn't go back to being a straight up dick.
Well, I think in like the first half of the season, at least the first half, he'll probably be struggling a hell of a lot with that, because there's a lot of subconscious psychological repercussions that come when the person who influenced you the most in this martial arts field is back in your life, back taking over the mentorship and everything like that.
When your enemy is like mentoring your kid,
like
for free.
Exactly. Like he's that's why he's like, I think the real where the gravitas that comes from is within Johnny Lawrence. By the time you get to I imagine another tournament fight by the end of this season or something like that, because they're obviously going to be building to Cobra Kai versus Miyagi Dojo. By the time you build to that, I imagine that's when like the ultimate Johnny Lawrence arc will come into play. Maybe they become because they kept teasing like little nuggets in season 1 that they might start getting along.
They're not so different after all.
They might start becoming buds, like
at least drinking buddies.
Danny's taking sympathy on him because, as much as it's a personal thing for John Kreese to be back for Johnny Lawrence, it's also a very personal thing for Daniel LaRusso, though.
Because that dude is like the iron fist of a very important time in his young life. So I gotta imagine his reaction to seeing Kreese back will also be probably something that lights a fire under him for whatever, I don't know if it's the cause of his starting the dojo of his own, but it'll definitely affect him for sure.
And you know what I'm surprised by? We barely got any Miguel.
I was like,
as much as I liked Robbie grew on me over the course of the season, and the first few times we saw him I didn't really care for him, but over time he really did grow on me.
Did my hair like him just for him?
When he stopped just being an at-risk youth, he got a lot more interesting.
And Samantha I really did like too, and I know that they kind of left off on a note of I don't know what the word is, whatever high vocabulary word I'm searching for here. Disarray.
Ooh.
You know what I'm trying to,
they left off on a
left
note
off
of
some bad shit.
Yeah, she's disappointed, hurt, dismayed.
That's the word, not disarray. Because he wanted her back, but he was evolving into that was the thing that was causing Johnny Lawrence to question himself, was watching the evolution of Miguel. And Miguel's such a main character, and I love his character, and I was pretty surprised by the lack of attention. Like, you get a lot of Robbie and a lot of Samantha in here, but barely any Miguel in this trailer.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, because I can't imagine he wouldn't be a main character again, but it is sort of weird that he only gets very kind of incidental moments here.
I kind of like this flip reversal that we're getting here. I wish I'd be just as good at dissecting Marvel trailers as I am at dissecting the Cobra Kai.
Hey man, it's okay.
If you noticed, when you tease a couple of training moments with them, you have the Miyagi Dojo students are in some kind of like warehouse. I mean, in the background it says like Fernandez. Fernandez. They're fighting each other. They're training in something that's it seems like where the Cobra Kai students would train. The Cobra Kai students were training where Ralph Macchio would have taken Robbie out in nature. Like they've switched the spots where they would be training normally. Like, I guess maybe there might be something in terms of the influence of having to learn to fight in their environment, or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Maybe they're gonna do that thing where it's like, we have to understand the mind of our enemy.
Yeah. And there's a lot of beach moments too. Karate Kid, man. I don't recall in the first season, did they ever go to the beach?
They go to that big old lake. I don't remember a beach.
Yeah, but the beach, that's a famous Karate Kid image where he's balancing himself. The beach is a big part of it. Oh, man. I'm very excited for this show, man. I'm very excited for this show. I thought the first season was solid, had great cliffhangers.
Just made me really happy.
I'm excited to see, like, the actors themselves, too. I imagine they probably practiced a lot of martial arts in between to look even better on camera for their fight choreography. I love how they all went into a tournament and most of them are still white belts. It's funny.
Yeah, right. It's like maybe Johnny's just giving up on that part. You don't need a colored belt to punch somebody in the kneecaps.
And before we wrap this video up, I would like to give a Patron of the Day shout out to, first off, on our Patreon, where we do TV show reaction stream-alongs and reaction highlights with footage included for several shows. Go check out our Patreon page right away. But a Patron of the Day shout out for a man named JT. JT, the man from Hawaii. You know why I gotta shout you out here, buddy? Karate, Japan, it's all linked. I think you watch Cobra Kai. JT, you make me really happy. I feel like life feels a lot more lively, and you could probably put your pee-pee inside of Blake Lively because she makes you awfully horny. Is his name JT or is it a abbreviation?
He has
acronym?
No other letters in it.
No, but is his name JT or does it stand for something?
I think it stands for something. I don't know if we've found that out. I feel like he told us, and I just don't remember now.
I think it's like
Justin Theroux.
Teresa. Justin Theroux, okay.
Yeah.
You said it first, so yes on that. Justin Theroux, I'm glad you get to hang out with Jennifer Aniston, and I love you, bud. We'll be talking with you soon on the interwebs. Catch you soon. Anyway, guys, subscribe to the Recheck Nation, click that notification bell, and you know, JT did do karate for a while.
Dude, you should audition to be in the show.
We'll see you guys soon.